Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know y'all miss me. Alright, God, it's so windy outside. I don't get it. Like, the sun is hot, but the place is still cold. Maybe it's just me, but I'm not used to all of this, but I'm loving it though. I'd rather much be cool than being hot anyways, so yeah, but it's just still kind of weird to me though. Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. And based on the topic below, you guys already know what we're going to be talking about today. What's the conversation about today? Being single versus being married. Obviously, I already told you guys that I'm married. To be honest, I also did this video because I really wanted to see what other persons think about being married or being single. What would you much rather do, pretty much? As for me, I feel like when you're single, you're able to live life at your own pace. You're more carefree because you really only have yourself to think about, if we should be honest. But then when you're married, you have a whole family to think about, especially if you have kids. Yeah, especially if you're a mom, because even as a mother, even if you're not married, you still have responsibilities if you have kids. Would I rather being single? No. I would much rather to be in a relationship or to be married than to be single. Because I feel like either way there's pros and cons to both situations, depending on how you look at it. I mean, there are persons out there who don't have a problem being single. Like, there's literally people who they want their own space and they much rather live that way. But honestly, for me, it's like, even though I'm kind of a loner and I enjoy alone time more than anything else, I still don't think that I could be single for the rest of my life, or whatever the case may be. Even if I'm not married, I would still have to be in a relationship, pretty much. Like, I depend on somebody else as my support system. It is what it is, yeah. I feel like regardless, everybody in life needs somebody. Like, even if it's just your friends, like, you need people to be there sometime, regardless. The only thing about it is, obviously being married comes with more responsibilities. Like, for me, if I should be honest, like, there are days when I just want to be myself. And when I say I just want to be myself, I mean, I'll have days when I wish I just don't have to do nothing. I can just relax the entire day if I feel like it. But obviously, I'm not able to do so because I'm a mother and I'm a wife. And so, because first of all, for me, it's my days, or I don't have a lot of things to do, to be honest, but I have to cook every single day. Or no, I don't cook every single day, but I cook most days of the week. To be honest, it's not like I'm being pressured to do so, but I much rather cook food anyways, because I'm also on a diet. Well, trying for the 900th time anyways. But at the same time, when you have a family, you know, your kids, your wife, or your husband, whichever, whatever the case may be, because maybe the wife does the cooking, maybe the husband does the cooking. I mean, different households have different situations, but I'm sure that a lot of people would much rather come home to a cooked meal. Sometimes I get tired of my own cooking and I eat fast food, but like, I feel like we go through phases, because sometimes I want fast food, sometimes I want cooked food. I get tired of cooked food, so I want fast food. I get tired of fast food, so I want cooked food, and the cycle continues. But say this to say that as a married woman, as a married person, you have more responsibilities. You know, people are depending on you to show up and show out. Like for me, I don't make breakfast for my husband because he leaves pretty early in the morning, but I'm up by 6 to make breakfast for my son to go to school because even though I feel like he could always prepare something for himself, it's like I can't help myself. I have to be up and make sure that he's eating something substantial to go to school. Especially the fact that he's now doing sports and whatever the case may be. And so by the time I get up, prepare breakfast for my son, maybe by another hour, so I'm making breakfast for myself because with me, I'm extra hungry in the morning time. I don't know, not daytime, not nighttime. I'm super hungry in the morning time. I don't know what it is. So by the time my son leaves, I am thinking what I'm going to make for breakfast for myself. And by the time I have breakfast, I'll probably relax a little bit. And I don't really make lunch. I'll probably just snack on something. I don't really make lunch like I don't really make lunch. Like some people, like their routine is breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like I don't really make lunch. I'll just find something to eat. But by 12 or 1 p.m. I'm thinking what's for dinner because I know that they're coming home expecting something to eat. So then I start to brainstorm, what am I making for dinner? All right. And with my family is to be honest, they're used to me cooking mostly than we having fast food. So they're depending on me. They're like, my son would normally say, like, as soon as school is done, my son is calling me like, Mom, what do you make today? They literally depend on me to cook. So it's like you have these responsibilities and you don't want to feel like you're not doing your part. You don't want to feel like you're failing anybody. Like I feel like, I wouldn't say it's pressuring, but you want to ensure that you're doing what you're supposed to at the same time. And because you're looking for that same support in return from your partner in whatever way that they're supposed to. So while being single, I mean, it's fun, it's entertaining, but it does get boring and lonely at times. So that's a no-no for me, to be honest. The next thing is with being married is like there's so many things you have to take in consideration. There, like, for me, there's a lot of things I had to learn, or should I say relearn, because obviously, like I told you guys before, it is not my first time being married, but it's my first time actually living in a household as a married woman. If you guys know what I mean, I gave that story in a story time in another video, in a previous video, so you guys can look at that if you want to. I've had other relationships before, and I've always had long distance relationships, so I'm used to the fact of being in a relationship. I'm used to catering for people. I had my son when I was 18, like I told you guys, so I'm used to this, but I'm just saying that sometimes it can, oh my god, I swear I saw something outside a while ago. What the hell? Oh, it's the wind. Sometimes you can feel like you're being pressured because you want to show out, like I said, but at the same time, it gives you a great feeling to know that you're able to cater for other people. Like, it gives me joy to know that I'm able to, somebody's depending on me to make them feel special, to take care of them, whatever the case may be. With a marriage, I had to learn to, even though I was responsible, I was always responsible, to be honest. I had to learn to be more responsible. I had to learn to compromise more, because for me, it's like, to be honest, I want what I want, and that's just it. But even though I want what I want, I'm also willing to give you what you want. So it's not like I'm not a selfish person, so it's not like I want what I want from you, but I'm not giving you what you want back. No. So people, because people are always like, they feel like, people say that they feel like I'm selfish, but I'm like, I don't think I'm selfish. If I come into a relationship and you are okay with the things that I ask of you, why during the relationship are you changing these things? Like, that makes no sense. That's what you call empty promises. So I want what I want because I'm giving you back that same energy in return. So I had to learn to be responsible. I had to learn to compromise more also, because I had to learn that everybody has different personalities and characters. Not everybody thinks the way you do and stuff like that. I had to learn to be more forgiving, because for me, it's like, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to do certain stuff because I just know it's not right. And I feel like as an adult, we know what's right and what is wrong. So you're just not supposed to do certain things, period. So if you do certain things to me, it's like, it's very hard for me to forgive and move on. Like, I'm the type of person, I'll forgive you, but shit don't leave my mind. It plays in my mind over and over again, just being honest. So I had to learn to be more forgiving. I had to learn to be more compromising. I had to learn to be more responsible. Like, there's so much things I had to learn. The main thing for me was I had to learn that not everybody's like me. So whoever I'm with is not necessarily going to have the same personality as me. They're not going to fix things the way I do. They're not going to see things the way I do. Cause that's a big issue for me. The main thing for me is consistency in a marriage or relationship, like I said, because if you start the relationship a certain way and you're not giving me that anymore, that's disaster, if you ask me. Like, that's one of the main things that can break a marriage or relationship. Consistency is everything for me, period. Yeah. So I mean, your there's a lot of things to being married versus you being single, obviously, but that was just my 2 cents about the whole situation and how I view marriage and how I feel. Like I said, I would never want to be single. That's just not my thing. But I love my space. But I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those persons who want to have the best of both worlds. So anyways, guys, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would like you guys to comment down below and tell me exactly how you feel about being married. Would you much rather be married or being single? I'm out. What time is it? I'm about to go cook dinner. That's the next thing with me. Like, I have to cook early. If I don't cook early, I'm not doing it again. I'm not one of those persons. You know how you have persons who they like to be in the kitchen all day because they're so passionate about it? Nah, I'm not that passionate about cooking. I just know that I have to do it, so I do it and get it over with, and that's it, and keep the rest of my day for myself. So bye, guys.